We're here at CS Presents. Bit different tonight. We're speaking after the talks. So, if you'd like to introduce yourself, tell us where you work, what you do.
I'm Ed Robinson. I'm the creative director and co-founder of The Viral Factory, and we make viral shit.
Nice. I really enjoyed your talk tonight. It was a lot of fun. It'd be great to find out a little bit about your journey, so that other people might take inspiration from that or learn something from it. How long you not? How old are you? But where did the journey start for you? What was your first role in the industry?
Well, I never wanted to be in advertising, and I think that's a pretty good tip. It's better that advertising finds you rather than you find it. Is that okay for me to say?
Well, you can say that, yeah. No, I'm absolutely fine with that.
I genuinely believe that. I think you should do something interesting, and actually advertising is quite interesting that it sucks up interesting people, as it were. It finds interesting stuff and pulls them into the advertising world. I never wanted to be in advertising. I wanted to make films, really, which is what I did for the first sort of 5-10 years of my proper career, or films and telly shows and that kind of stuff, working at a kind of ground level. And then, as you do in that industry, if you need to make a living, you have to start making ads, which I did. So I was on the production side of making TV ads. And I found them pretty dull. I was getting well paid, but they were pretty dull. And I thought the most interesting thing that I was seeing was the bits of content that I was being sent attached to emails. In those days, it was on Hotmail. That's interesting stuff. And I didn't really think of it from a business sense. I just thought that's quite interesting, fun stuff to make. So I started making them as a sort of hobby. And then the hobby grew into a sort of fledgling little company called The Viral Factory, which has really started as a kind of production side. And then people came to me and said, would I write the ideas as well? So we started writing the ideas and developed it into a kind of fairly grown-up business. That was about 12, 13 years ago. So for 12, 13 years, we've been an agency that also produces our own work. We're a production and agency and strategic agency. We're also a media agency now that we also do our own seeding work. And it's an interesting, I don't feel like I'm necessarily part of the advertising industry. I'm feeling like almost part of the kind of content production industry, but I also have to have some advertising marketing skills in order to sell my wares and convince my clients that these are strategically necessary. But those I feel I've added on to my core skills of being able to make interesting shit.
Yeah. Well, in talking to the CS Presents speakers, it's so common that people say, it was my passion first, it was my interest or hobby first, that's what led me to be in this industry. And it's interesting that if the people that speak here are the top of the industry, they are the successful ones who have it's a inbuilt talent and passion of theirs.
Yeah, I don't. It's really interesting that the industry is because it's seen as very glamorous and exciting, and you can make a lot of money. That it's got a lot of suitors. There's lots of people knocking on the door. And suitors is an interesting word because it kind of suggests that sort of seduction thing. And if you're too eager, if you knock on the door too hard, I'm not really sure. I think the industry likes to feel like it's finding talent, finding interesting people. And especially now, I think the industry needs difference. It needs people can come to the table with not the traditional solutions, but with something with a new left field viewpoint. So and it's so I think Andy was talking about the how easy the commercial commoditization of creativity, which is a brilliant thing, which is why I love the internet, because any fucker with an idea with a computer can kind of create something. My favorite place on the internet are communities which just create endless nonsense, and some of it's good and it rises to the top, and some of it's bad and stays at the bottom. And these are brilliant places because they let talent just come straight through rather than sort of learning. So I think instead of if you want to get into the industry, I suppose it's kind of what I did. Don't talk about it, don't learn about it, just do stuff, do interesting stuff, and then the industry will find you because it needs you desperately. So just create, just make stuff.
My question was going to be, how do you get noticed, which you pretty much just answered. But once in the industry, what's if someone's in the Viral Factory and looking to progress in their career, what do you look for in someone working their way up in the industry?
I think the most important thing is someone who challenges me, and I want to be made uncomfortable by the people that I'm employ. I'm already old, I suppose, and at the established part of the job, and I will want to take it easy. I want to be challenged by the me from 10 years ago who said, "You're full of fucking shit. You know, what the fuck are you talking about? This isn't how the world works. No one's interested in that. You know, wake up." So I think the only way, if you're young and entering the industry, is to challenge, be energetic, be aggressive, you know, be in someone's face. I'd much rather that than someone who sits there and, you know, just puts a PowerPoint presentation together of an idea that I've approved. I'd love someone to shout at me and point fingers at me. That's in the creative part. There's obviously a couple of people who've got to do exactly what I fucking tell them.
In case you're watching.
Yeah.
And just finally, you know, staying fresh and current, or whether that's servicing clients or whether that's coming up with the creative ideas. You know, what's your advice for people in making sure they stay fresh and current?
I don't read any Patrick, you're talking about it. Don't read any industry press, because they're always 2 months behind, 3 months behind. Don't look at advertising. Look at stuff that people are making, and then I think the most important thing is do whatever comes naturally to you, right? You'll have taken in culture and taken in your influence. As long as you're hanging out in the right kind of places on the internet, they'll be in you. You just need to do something, make something, and that'll be different and interesting and fresh. And that's what fresh is. It means it's never been done before, effectively. So don't nick anything, but just make something, and then hopefully it's fresh and interesting enough. Don't also ignore the audience, and don't make the audience the advertising community. You can make the audience the world. The advertising community is desperately to talk to the audience, the people, the real people, not talk to itself, right? So if you make something that everyone loves, then the advertising industry will pay an interest to you. Don't make something that you think they'll love. Don't make a fucking test commercial, right? I hate people. Anyone who's made, even people who come with the books, they show me their books, and it's all, you know, posters and press, and I don't give a fuck about that. I don't even give a fuck about virals got a brand at the end. I don't give a fuck. Just make something that's pleased the audience. And us old fuckers, I'm swearing a lot, I'm sorry. Us old fuckers can figure out how that makes a business case, a business sense to a client. I want someone who can come up with something that can entertain, engage, and excite the audience. And that's what freshness is, right? Don't make fresh advertising, just make fresh stuff.
Brilliant. That's been fabulous advice. And if people want to follow the Viral Factory or come and see some of your work, where should they go?
They can come to my house if you want. I don't know. Just
viralfactory.com or something, is it?
Viralfactory.com, yeah. There's some stuff on there, or YouTube channels, or follow Twitter or whatever. You know, you can do the standard stuff. But check out the Viral Factory on YouTube. Probably that's our biggest showcase.
Okay. Well, we'll put that up in the notes on the video anyway. Thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us.
It's my pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Bye. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and share it with others. Source interview people from London's creative industry so you can learn from their experiences. To see more of our videos, subscribe to the channel now. And if there's someone you'd like to see interviewed, even yourself, then tweet us, put it in the comments, or get in touch via email. Thanks again.